got no fucking sound. Right. So, no, we have to relog. Right. Hello. Welcome to Virtually Rek't. This is the podcast organised by alcoholics for alcoholics. So what happens is the dickhead who's in charge, me, forgets to unmute the microphone. So Shuey tells his life story and nobody heard it. So we have to start again. All right, so welcome to Virtually Rek't, starring Mac in VR and PowerOnVR. Shuey, tell me about yourself. Pair of fucking amateurs. Woo! Right. You are still not showing up on the microphone. I can't fucking. We tested this. We tested it. Right. So say something. No, you're not coming up. Right. Okay. That means that we have to do something along the lines of. I don't know. Oh my god, this worked. This worked. Why is this not working? No. Well, basically people are saying they can. Yeah, basically they can hear me but they can't hear you. Right, so you have to bear with us because when we did the experiment, it worked perfectly. And I recorded it and it did work. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so this is all bull shit. Yeah, I know. Right, we'll get you on. Hold on, we will sort this out. I don't understand why this isn't working. We need to figure out why you're not on the desktop audio. It's the desktop audio, that's the problem. It's the desktop audio. Right. Desktop audio is. Right, speak. You can't hear me. Oh my god, this is a fuck up. Oh, it's gone to that. Why has it gone to that? Right, Shuey, can you hear me now?
I can indeed hear you now.
Okay, right. Can you speak?
I can.
Right, everybody, right, we sorted. I can hear you now. Save changes, yes, right. So, sorry people.
Oh, god damn, right. We are there.
We are there, right. We are there, right. Right. First of all, anybody on the chat, can you hear Shuey? Shuey, say something.
Can you fucking hear me, people? If you
can.
Right,
yes, we can. We can. We're back on.
Right, the first person to says this exact phrase, Shuey's a cock, right, in the chat, I will give a free PC VR key to.
Right, okay. Okay,
I'm waiting for it now.
We're waiting.
I'm waiting to
we're waiting.
I'm waiting to see it.
I think Vernon Lash is going to be there. Weeble. It could be Weeble. First person to say, come on. First person to say, Shuey's a cock.
Can you take away the right click? Oh yeah, you need to take away the right
oh
click
yeah,
on my
sorry,
face
yeah.
on the
okay.
stream.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh shit, I've just changed the fucking... No, I didn't. No! No! Don't do this to me.
Oh, Weeble's got sheets of cock. He tried to type it so quickly.
Oh, Weeble! Weeble, do it again, mate. Do it.
Are we I don't know if I should give it to him. It feels like he put so much effort in.
Right, okay. But the most important thing is everybody can hear us. Sheets of cock! He's done it again. Right.
But if you can hear both of us, then that's a good start. I'm more than
Right,
happy with
yeah.
that. We can look back at the chat in a minute, and I will hold to that. Whoever actually put Shuey's a cock first.
Yeah,
It's got to be Shuey. Shuey's a cock.
Shuey's a cock. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Right, we're going to do a little bit of magic. All right. Hello.
Do magic. We're
And
just
welcome to Virtually Rek't, where the two most useless wankers you've ever met in your life are trying to talk about VR. So, I am Mac in VR. This is Shuey from PowerOnVR. I think that's quite good. See, I think we've hit something there.
Yeah.
So you're a brand, but you're a person within the brand.
Oh, this is the thing. As it turns out, I am actually a person.
Yeah.
You're just a brand, Mac. You don't.
I'm just a brand.
soul.
I'm not a person. Yeah. Right. So basically, if you're watching, what happened was we had massive errors from the start. So we're going to start from now. So.
Yeah. No. From zero.
From zero.
This is where the podcast actually starts.
It's only 45 minutes late. Yes. So I think in the world of sort of rocket ships and cars and technology, 45 minutes late is not that bad. So, Shuey, who are you, and what do you do as far as gaming goes?
For the fourth time tonight. For the fourth time. And yeah, Weeble, I can see it now. I'm going to go with yes. But the fact that you've put spell checker, you can have the key. I will sort out a key and I will send it to you. DM me on Twitter. I will send you one of my random PC VR keys that I have in my collection. Anyway, Shuey, who is he? Who is the man, the myth, the weird legend? I am a YouTuber and TikToker. I recently hit 1K subscribers on YouTube. I currently have about 17,500 followers on TikTok. And I decided, not last December, the December before, for some reason I got it stuck in my head that I had to buy a VR headset. I'd never used one. I never intended to use one. I thought that it was a gimmick and I couldn't give a shit less. But for some reason, I had to go and buy one. So I put £400 into the hands of John Lewis there and then. And I didn't look back. And then a few months later, I thought it would be a great idea. I don't know why. To decide that I would be a YouTube personality. This guy. And yeah, it's paid off quite well so far, so that's awesome. Volman. So is that the super chat stuff? I'm not good with this. I haven't looked into the super chat business yet.
Dude,
that's
thank you.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Right,
much
so
appreciated.
The Virtually Rek't podcast has just kicked off. Apart from the 45 minutes of cocking about, and we've got our first guy who's given us some money. Thank you very much, Volman. Right.
Volman, you can be an official part of what we are calling our followers, which is the Rekin Krew.
The Rekin Krew! We're announcing it right now.
Hell yes. That is going to be our followers, guys. You want to be a part of that? Just listen along, enjoy.
Have a beer.
Hopefully, yeah, have a beer. This is the thing, right? Is me and Mac have decided we are 100%. Oh, my can is green, so it fucks with my green screen. We've decided we're drinking on the podcast. That's a part of it,
which is why it's called Virtually Rek't.
So let's start with an introduction of our beers as well. I am doing the Urban Fog.
Okay.
IPA to start with, and I'll be moving on to the Stormtrooper.
Oh, nice! I like it.
What are you drinking, Mac?
I'm doing dry January, so I'm drinking Doom Bar.
Shit.
0%. Excuse me. If my wife's watching, I'm in fucking trouble. So I'm doing dry January.
A very dry January that's going to be.
Dry January's not working out very well for me. So actually, I'm drinking beer and Moretti at the moment. So, right, okay. VR.
So, Mac, introduce yourself a little bit as well.
Oh, yeah,
some of these
sorry.
people, oddly, might have come here purely for the podcast and not necessarily because they already know you.
They might have come for the big beardiness.
Possibly. This is possibly.
Yeah, okay.
But, some people prefer that smooth feel.
Okay, yeah. Which I have going on quite a lot.
Sorry, I should have got it all the way down.
That's okay. Right, so my name is Mac, and I have a VR channel called Mac in VR. I've been going about 18 months now on 10k subscribers, which is cool.
Hey!
Just opened my merch shelf, so we are going to be doing custom t-shirts. This is just a sample, lots to come. Anyway, enough of the
where
sales.
you can only see the single bit.
Yeah, I had to make this more silver. It actually says
Yeah.
eat, sleep, respawn, repeat, but I had to make it a bit more silver. Right, so gaming. Let's get serious.
Yes.
I played
Gaming,
my
serious
first
business.
video game in 1979. How amazing is that? So
That's pretty impressive, really, when you think
it
about
is,
it.
because like you weren't even born, you young whippersnapper.
I was definitely not born.
You were definitely not. So I was 12 years old, and my mum and dad took me to Disneyland in Miami, and I was in Miami Airport, and I saw a machine, and it was called Space Invaders, and they gave me a 25-cent,
classic.
a quarter. Is it called a quarter in America? 25
Yep.
cents? Yeah, a quarter. They gave me a quarter, and I stood in a line. And eventually got to the front line, put my quarter in, and I was like, boop, 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 boop. And I was like, that was me. I was hooked. I was fucking hooked. So I'm a lifelong gamer. So any game, any console, I've played it. I've been there. That's my bio, as it were. Anyway, so in 2016, when the Rift S came out, or the CV Rift came out, I bought one. I'm a sim racer that's just the thing I was doing at the time. I needed a Rift. I played Project Cars 2, I think, at the time. Amazing. Sold me. Absolutely sold on VR. And ever since then, up until recently, when I played Halo Infinite, I do apologise for that. He's laughing.
I'm laughing because I've just seen one of the comments in the channel, and is that Phil Collins on the left?
Oh, hold on. I've got this for you. Wait. Fuck off.
Max,
No, I'm not
Phil.
I'm not
They
Phil
want the
Collins.
gestures back.
I'm not Phil Collins. I'm just old. All right. So I've got an egg head, but I have a lot of experience, which can count for something, especially when it comes to women. Right.
Yeah, let's move on from that one.
So, what did you want to talk about?
The big thing that's happened recently, we obviously had CES.
Yes, we did.
For those of you who don't know what CES stands for, nor do I.
Computer Entertainment Show.
Is it Computer Entertainment Show? I would have said...
No, Consumer Entertainment Show. That's what it is.
Consumer...
Yes.
Are you sure it's entertainment and not electronics?
Okay. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Consumer Electronics
Nor
Show.
do I. No, I'm making it up as I go along, mate. I have absolutely no idea. Holy shit. We've had another super chat donation.
No way!
Hashtag
Dude,
Rekin Krew. Henry Van Leer, you're a fucking
Oh,
legend, my
Henry,
dude.
yes. Henry's been watching the After the Fall streams and everything. Thanks, mate. Cheers. He's been commenting on the channel as well. Yeah, cheers.
Welcome to the Rekin Krew, my guy. You are more than welcome to be here.
Dude. It's going well. Right, so...
Right, so, yeah, CES. CES, I'm not sure what it's been like in previous years for VR because I wasn't a part of the VR community in any way, shape or form. But this year we had some absolutely phenomenal bits and bobs floating around.
Oh wow, yeah.
And some of it blew me away. Some of it was just like, okay, yeah, sure, that was great. But one of the things that I am a big fan of is haptics, and I'm currently saving for my my B Haptics vest because I want to get the X40. Because I can afford right now. I can get the X26, is it? I think. But it's not the X40, and I want the X40. You look like you're trying to say something, Mac. What is it that you want to say?
Oh whoa!
Huh?
Oh whoa! You must have
Yes,
seen.
no. This is one of the other things I wanted to say.
Okay,
The OO
okay.
They look phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, just keep talking. I'm in. Go for the OO.
Yep. So what? No, the OO is coming in a minute. What I actually wanted to talk about more than anything else was the tack gloves.
Yeah. Oh.
Because so I did a video on my TikTok, and there was a mixture. There was a 50-50 mixture of half the people were like, this is phenomenal, this is great, this is Sword Art Online, this is exactly what we need in VR. And the other half were just like, how do I move forwards using the tact gloves? How do I press A on the tact gloves? And I just I couldn't even reply because I knew I was going to be the most sarcastic bastard on the planet.
That's probably because you're English.
It's partly because I'm English. It's partly because I live in Suffolk. It's partly because, well, you know, you have to develop some sort of sarcasm.
Yeah.
To live in this country. But that blew me away. And do you know what I am so jealous of more than anything else in that particular demonstration? They got to pet a virtual fucking cat.
Oh, you've got this thing about pussy. I mean, you knew that was going to happen, didn't you? You knew that was going to happen because you mentioned it before, and I said exactly the same thing. Come on, you.
Yeah, they got to pet the virtual pussy. It was furry and had a tail. It's starting to get weird. It's. But I really want those to the point where I'm going to try and get in contact with B Haptics, and I really want to try and get hold of some of the developer version, because the developer version is meant to be coming in Q2, whereas the consumer version not until Q4, and that's a bit too far away for me.
Yeah, I know. Do you
live on a farm, Shuey? Yes, I do.
Yes.
No, I don't.
I've got a cat and a wife, so yeah. Those things.
So happen. You don't even need the B Haptics tack gloves, is what you're telling me.
Right. So one of my favourite subscribers is a guy called Crash, who's a Dutch guy, and I once said to him that I wanted to. I think I was going to grow a beard or something, and he said to me, he says, "Oh, I've got a beard, and it interferes with my sex life." And I was like, "All right, does it?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "Basically, it's single player at the moment." That tickled the fuck out of me. So you can imagine these guys, right? And this is something I'm going to talk about quite a lot in the future. Is that like everything that happens in technology is because of porn.
What was it? There's a famous quote that was something along the lines of, I am 100% sure if they got rid of all the porn from the internet, the only website that would be left would be bringbacktheporn.com.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. Crash! Yes, there you go. It was Crash. So Henry Van Leer, who he actually knows who Crash is, so he knew that Crash actually said that. So congratulations, Henry, and thank you for the contribution, mate. That's really appreciated. Yeah, so I'm not gonna segue away from here, but like porn is like a massive thing. that drives technology, and I think that like porn is going to be a huge driver for virtual reality once it becomes mainstream. But that's a different subject, so we're not talking about that, because I would like to talk about something along the lines of CES and Uwu.
What do you think? Yeah, we will get to Uwu.
I'm tired to get to Uwu.
Honestly, all I can think is like Lolita Anime Girl.
Oh,
whenever I hear the name of that particular brand, I don't know why they chose OO or Uwu or whatever their name is. You know what? Right, I want to ask one question and then we'll talk about the OO.
Okay, to me or to the?
No, to you.
Okay.
To you. Do you think that having a single actuator in each of the fingertips from the tack gloves, do you think that is enough?
No.
Do you think that is enough? Not. Okay, then that was quick. Why?
No, it's right. So I just watched the video from Thrill Seeker where he had the it was the claw on his hands, and it stopped him from, like, he couldn't, he was like trying to pinch stuff and it stopped him. That's not the way the human hand works. So you need tactile interface on your fingers, and you also need resistance against your fingers, but then you also need resistance against that. So he had this. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But he didn't have this, and he didn't have this, and that's a different technology. So you have to. So the glove basically did this and stopped him from pressing something, but it didn't stop him from, like, this way, and it didn't feel that. It's difficult to describe because, like, as a human, when you pick something up, like your phone, for example, we could use that as an example. So you would grasp the phone, and you could squeeze the phone, but you're lacking, like, this. That it's difficult to describe, isn't it? Yeah, it's difficult to describe.
I mean, I know that we're in the infancy of haptics. I know that there are better haptics are back. I know that we have access to, like, if you were a billionaire, you've got access to absolutely phenomenal technology when it comes to haptics. Yeah. You can have whatever you want. You could
buy a Vario Aero.
Well, yeah, you could buy two. I mean, you'd be broke up.
One for each eye.
Buy two. Yeah, exactly. Like those. I don't know if you've seen the cows.
Yes, the cows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And some fucking vegan said that was cruel.
Yeah, whatever. Let's move away from the politics of veganism. And jump back.
If you're a vegan, that's fine. I'm not a vegan, but yeah, okay.
I'm going to edit that bit out when we do the audio version.
Okay, yeah, okay. Because you don't want to upset anybody. Even though we talked about...
my personality, definitely, is not upsetting people. Anyway, so that being the case, then I am excited about those. They're coming out at $299, and honestly, like, even though they're not anywhere near what they need to be, I want those actuators.
Oh yeah.
And they're super easy to use. They're wash clean. I think they're a brilliant product, and I will be buying them 100%. But the important one,
wash clean.
Yeah, it's gonna need to be. Oh, this is something I just wanted to pop in here before we move on to OO. I'm going to keep pushing it back and back.
Said the actress to the vicar.
Yeah, right.
Right, go on.
So, if anybody in the chat I can't test it, so you go nuts if you really want to. If anyone can tell me what the actual scientific technical term is for the use of VR and haptics over the internet for sexual gratification is, you get 1 point. You get a brownie point. It's my favourite word to come out of the last 10 years.
Oh, we'll come
back to it later on.
It's not masturbation, is it?
No. It's a much better, much more technical term, and I fucking love it.
Okay.
We'll
I
come
don't
back
know.
to it.
We'll come back to that.
So-
Okay. In the comments.
OO time.
Oh, woe time. Oh, wow. Did you see the Thrill Seeker video where he was wearing the OVO West? Oh, whoa.
I haven't seen that video yet.
Do you-
I've
but-
seen multiple other videos on people using them, including Genghis, who apparently loved it. She was a big fan.
The Thrill Seeker video, I mean, he was doing a sort of a best of CES, and he had the oh Christ, it's gone out my head. Anyway, he had the high end 12 grand sort of haptic feedback thing, but the thing that really changed his opinion was the Ooh, we don't know. But basically, it was a vest and it looked like a T-shirt, didn't it? It just looked like a T-shirt, and it electrocuted him.
It does have, yeah. No, this is what I was going to say. Is it actuates by actually electrocuting the muscles, right? That's what it does.
Yeah. So it's like those machines that stimulate your chest. You're like,
Oh,
you know,
so
like
it's
that.
it is what I thought it was. It's an ab workout that they
Yeah.
have spread over your entire chest.
Yeah, so basically, if you're sort of like, I can't be asked to work out, and you're like, I got big tits, I've got big tits. You can like do that kind of, yeah, but basically it was all around his body. So, but the thing that amazed me was when he said that it simulated somebody stabbing him in the side, which kind of made him clench, and then he said they pushed the knife further in. So he kind of clenched when he got stabbed, and then it clenched as they pushed the knife in. So it was like, oh, and then, oh. And I was like, you what? You what? And there's no motors. It's not like a B Haptics Fest where you have the little motors where they go. Brr, 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 brr. It's just sensors that electrocute you. Whoop, so you. Oh, is that the best way to describe it?
Which is a great idea because, like, you don't need moving parts. You don't need like a huge amount of machinery in any way, shape, or form. You don't need anything that's going to wear out very easily because, let's face it, actuator motors, ones that actually like hit you, flick you, jab you with something, or vibrate in any way, those are actual moving parts. Whereas the UU shirt, the way that works is they literally just electrocute you. They're sending electrical signals into your muscle fibers.
Yeah.
And that is very little moving parts, which means not only is it going to last longer, it's incredibly cheap to produce. The only thing that actually is going to cost them money realistically is going to be development of software, which they obviously already have. That's what they've been working on because the technology for the shirt has been around for, well, it's been around since the early 2000s when they were selling those ab workout belts.
Like, so I'm older than you, right? So Bruce Lee, the martial artist, used to sell an ab workout electrical stimulus thing. Check it out.
So this is going back, late 80s, early 90s?
Well, 70s, 80s, because he died in the late 70s. So yeah, and that's how old I am, right? No, so the thing that amazed me about the Uwo vest was the fact that it looked like a T-shirt, and Thrill.
Sorry, I've just seen a really good comment from Clive. Team Kill's gonna really piss people off for that shirt, and he's not wrong. It's gonna be fucking hilarious when you literally feel like you've been stabbed in the back.
Oh yeah, nice point, mate. Nice point, Clive. Yeah, but it was the fact that it looks like a T-shirt, and it wasn't like, I mean, as much as I love the B Haptics X40 and I really want one, if you could just have it as a T-shirt that, like, or a long sleeve T-shirt that went all the way down to your hands, and you had like, oh, that's incredible. It's incredible.
And mittens.
Yeah. Or mittens with kittens, so you could actually pretend that you were stroking a cat with electrical impulses. See where we're going here?
You would need a lot of for the lack of a better term, they're not actually actuators in this instance. They're electrodes. That's the correct term, actually.
Yeah.
You would need a lot of micro electrodes that you could guarantee would be in very, very specific places along your palm for that to work.
Yeah. And also,
it's a really cool idea.
And like for me, I'm very hairy, so wearing a t-shirt with actuators wouldn't work for me because basically my t-shirt is held up by about half an inch of hair, also on my back and my arse cheeks, so I wouldn't get any haptics on my backside, which like basically really disappoints me.
I mean, what's even the point of haptics if you can't feel it on your ass?
Exactly. So basically, if Uwu want to sell like a onesie, then they also need to provide you with some shaving foam and a razor, so that you can shave your ass and your balls. So when I'm talking to Uwu here. I'm talking to them openly and saying these are the things you need to sell. If you want to do it, if you want to do a onesie, you need to sell a razor, shaving foam, and possibly some contact gel.
So we're thinking more along the lines of the Ready Player One sort of scenario at the end, where he ends up washing every day with that hair removal stuff. So
exactly.
What you're saying is that they need to start a partnership with Veet.
Oh, but don't put Veet on your bollocks. That's right. All right, okay. I think we've gone a little bit away from VR here.
Yes, we have. We need to move. We need to move the conversation back.
PSVR 2. Right. So
also a big part of CES.
Okay. So can you fill for me while I nip outside for a quick Jimmy Riddle?
Yeah. I can vamp.
Right.
We will.
Shuey is going to vamp while Mac goes for a quick Jimmy Riddle.
Okay, so what do you guys want? Do you want dancing? Do you want just random appeasement of your sexual desires? What is your preference? We could do this as an ASMR stream. I could gently stick my tongue into the microphone, or right, we could actually speak about a little bit of PSVR. I don't want to go into it too much because Mac's about to come back and he's actually going to talk to us about this, because I think this is actually the thing from CES that had him most excited. I would like to be excited, but I never even tried the original PSVR. It wasn't on my radar. Like, it came out, I think, in 2016, and I didn't own a PlayStation 4. I still don't own a PlayStation 4. I don't even own a PlayStation 5. That's going to obviously have to change, because I run a VR channel and it's not dedicated to any particular type of VR. So I'm going to have to buy myself a PlayStation 5. That's not cheap. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But I'm also going to have to get the PlayStation VR headset, which I'm fairly certain is going to be around $4.99. I can't see it being any cheaper than that. Not with everything that's got in it. But I don't want to go into that too much, because that's what Mac is about to talk about. And honestly, it'll piss him off. The amount I've already spoken about it is probably going to piss him off quite a bit. But he's back anyway. So we didn't have to do the ASMR. We didn't have to do the microphone licking. Hang on, wait a sec. So yeah, Mac's a bit of a prick, is what I'm actually saying.
And
so for if I do rip this audio for the podcast, for the audio listeners, I could see Mac walking back in to the studio.
After having had a wee.
Yeah, and I could see that he was about to put his headphones on, which is exactly why I took a small pause and then said he's a prick.
Now, all I can say about Shuey is that when I first I got a lot of offers about doing podcasts, and like some of the people I talked to, it was like, oh yeah, okay, I'll do a podcast. We'll do a podcast, and it didn't kind of work. So when Shuey approached me and said, should we do a podcast? I did like a sort of pre-interview, but I didn't actually tell him I was going to do a pre-interview. I think he kind of guessed what was going to happen anyway. And anyway, after about 2 hours, I thought, yeah. I thought, yeah, that's going to work, isn't it? That was going to work. Because after about 2 hours of talking shite, we just, I think we just
We
kind of,
realised we hadn't stopped talking.
we hadn't stopped, yeah, and it was fun, and I think that's what the Virtually Rek't podcast is going to be about. It's going to be about me and Shuey just talking stuff about what we enjoy, because we're gamers in the end. I mean, you know, there's a big age gap between me and him, but in the end, we're just gamers, and you know, he can probably remember games that I can't remember because he's a little bit younger than me, but I can remember games that he can't remember because I'm older than him. And like, so for me, the crack was, I think that was like the thing that did it. I don't know what your opinion is on this, Shuey.
Yeah, no, I think that it kind of feels like we've got you in your age range, we've got me in my age range. I mean, the ideal evolution of this is eventually we get a 13-year-old who only plays Fortnite, and he's just like, oh, they stole Spider-Man from Fortnite, that kind of kid, you know?
Yeah, but the thing is, that kid is me or you, like 30 years down the line. You know what I mean? He's the kid who's going to say, do you remember Shuey? Do you remember Mac? Do you remember them? Because they were fucking awesome. Because they're like older guys who still play games, and like he's like 13. He's like, oh wow, there's guys who play games who are still in their 50s, and they're like, wow, that's amazing. But you're still like I'm 55, and I still play games, and I still kick ass, and it's like, why would you stop playing games? Why would you grow up? Why would you want to be serious about your life? Why just? And that, you know, that's the vibe I got from Shuey anyway. So that's why I kind of, when we decided to do the podcast, I was kind of overwhelmed that you were going to do it with me. So thank you very much.
Well, that was heartwarming as shit, Mac. Honestly, tear to the eye. Believe it or not, that's up to you. But before I actually start crying, let's talk some PSVR.
Yes, PSVR. Oh, I'm so excited. And you know the reason I'm so excited? Foveated rendering. It sounds boring as fuck. It sounds boring as fuck. And if you talk about it to people who don't know what it can do, it's like Retina displays on the iPhone. It's game changing stuff. It's reducing the load on your GPU by 80%. 80%. So if you've got a PC that can do 1080p at 60 frames per second, and you plug in a VR headset that's foveated rendering, you can do 4K at more than 60 frames per second because you're only rendering 20% of the screen. It's a game changer. It's a game changer.
And that is only possible because they are giving us eye trackers.
Yes.
And so these eye trackers not only give us these foveated rendering, they also give us actual eye tracking, which means we're going to be able to pinpoint and choose menu options based on our eye movement. There's no more of this point and click shit. There's no more of this moving a control stick. So people are going to think of it from that perspective, and that's going to be their big takeaway from eye trackers. But actually, Mac is right. That's the big news, is that the eye trackers give us the ability to do this foveated rendering, and that's going to make PlayStation VR the absolute tippy top of the fucking leaderboards when it comes to ability to produce AAA games.
So, eye tracking is in other headsets. The Vario Aero has eye tracking. But the difference is that the Vario Aero has eye tracking and foveated rendering, but it's not baked into its system. And the difference between that and the PSVR is that PSVR 2, I have to say, is that Sony are saying that PSVR 2 and eye tracking and foveated rendering is baked into your games. So, if you've ever played Hitman 3 and you do the Dubai scene where you walk up the stairs and there's that incredible vista where you walk into that huge open space with loads of people and the sun's shining and it looks absolutely beautiful. If you try to do that on a normal PC with a normal virtual reality headset, you will get 10 frames per second.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've got foveated rendering, if you've got foveated rendering, where you are looking, and this is baked into the PSVR 2, and that's the most important thing, is that where you are looking is in 4K, but the rest of it is blended out the way your eyes normally work. So that reduces the stress on your GPU by about 80%. And I think on one of my videos recently, I actually showed a video from Tobii eye tracking, where they show the difference between like a fully rendered scene and a scene with eye tracking. And like the fully rendered scene, the GPU was like 80, 90, 100%, 80, 90, 100%, and the eye tracking with foveated rendering was just sitting there at 20%, 25%, 20%, 25%, and it was in 4K. And that to me is like, that's the future. When they release that headset, that is the game changer. That's
It puts the.
I feel all passionate.
I know, Mac. Your fucking nipples must be hard as ice right now, mate. And I understand fully, because this is going to put tippy top PC VR levels into the average fucking home.
There you go.
This is what is going to make VR. Because don't get me wrong, the Quest sales for Christmas were phenomenal.
Oh,
but this is this is what people want from VR. They want Ready Player One level shit, and they want that in their home now. And Quest is providing some level of that, and it is like an introductory gateway drug to VR. And I understand that fully, because is it unplugged? It is. I'm still using this thing. This is my everyday headset.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I've got
absolutely.
two sat here
Here we
next
go.
to each other.
Here we go. There's mine. There's mine. Elite battery strap. Logitech G933s. What's that? What's the head? What's this interface
The
called?
VR cover?
The VR cover. Yeah. So the Quest is great. The Quest is absolutely great. But you need these upgrades. You need the Elite strap. You need the headphones. You need the VR cover to make it good.
This is what I said to you the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah,
when we were
exactly.
talking about this.
Exactly. Yeah.
The Quest is not a $300 or $400 headset.
No,
in my opinion,
it isn't.
And I will fight people who want to disagree with that, because even people who have been using it and don't know about the third-party options when it comes to a different type of head strap or a different type of facial interface, or the ability to put on like I obviously wear glasses, Mac wears glasses.
I've got I've got the VR Rock. Yeah, head. Can you see them?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I have VR Rock,
and they're both cracked. Both of them.
Yeah, no. Yeah, mine are cracked as well. Only one of mine is cracked so far.
Well, they're both cracked.
But mine is because I sit with it on my head when I'm recording, and that's the reason why I've cracked mine. But either way, the point is that I've spent upwards of 300. Well, let's be fair, so that we're being 100% transparent here. I was sponsored by Kiwi Design, and they sent me a lot of the stuff that's attached to my headset. But if I paid for it directly, there's about $400 worth of extra accessories on top of that. So that's an $800 headset. That's moving into index territory.
I think I did a similar video, and I worked out that mine was $600 because I had the Elite strap, Logitech earphones, which I still say is an essential upgrade. Like they're only $50, £50, and they make a massive difference.
I really hate the earbuds personally.
See, thing is, I love earbuds. Yeah, so it's a personal choice, isn't it?
I wear earbuds every single day of my life when I'm
Oh,
at
because
work,
when you're
when
at
I'm
work,
walking
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
But when it comes to gaming, the fact that I can hear the reverb of my voice through the earbud,
Yeah.
I really don't like, which is why I would rather wear something like this, and I would rather have the dangly wire just for better audio.
Yeah.
But that's only because I don't like hearing my own voice reverbed back to me while I've got earbuds in.
Yeah.
But we're moving off topic. Let's go back to the PSVR 2.
Right. Okay. So basically, what you've got, if you can get hold of a PSVR, if you can get hold of a PS5, which is £360 or 450 for the full baked console with the. Has anybody bought a physical disc for years? Has anybody done that? Have you done that? Bought a physical disc?
I have a Nintendo Switch, and I buy the cartridges rather than the downloads because the cartridges are actually. And here's a nice little tip for you guys that have Switches:
resale
buy
value.
the cartridges because the resale value on them is 90% of retail.
Exactly. So all of us,
but not for anything else.
All of us stupid buggers who've just been going digital for their. So like PS5, £359. If you can actually get your hands on one, which you can't. And then we kind of speculated the headset was going to cost like £300 to £400, I think, didn't we? So
I said between 400 and 500.
Yeah. I was thinking they can't sell it for more than the price of the full fat console, which is $450. So at the most with a digital PS5 and a headset, you're looking at about £850, which is £150 less than a Valve Index and £2,000 less than the PC you have to fucking run it with.
Yep.
So now here we go. Can you use a PSVR 2 headset with your PC?
Absolutely fucking not.
Why not?
Because I think PlayStation are going to make some way of stopping it from talking directly to a PC. And there will be hackers that get around this.
Yes.
Guaranteed. Every single time. It doesn't matter what piece of hardware is ever produced. Some clever asshole, similar to, sadly it's Bradley.
Yeah.
Some clever dick.
Don't call him a dick, he's lovely.
Shit. No, I meant clever dick as in
clever dick as in clever dick. Yeah, okay.
I like. Sadly, it's Bradley. If you watched my latest news thing, I speak his praises.
I love Brad. I love Brad. I do.
He's a great guy.
Right. Okay.
So no, I'm not specifically saying he's an arsehole.
He's a dick. Yes.
I was meaning he's a detective.
Yeah, he's. So, all right. Okay. So I've got a scenario for you, and it is this: PlayStation VR 2 works with the PlayStation via USB-C cable, and they say you can use it as a PC VR headset as well.
That's the end of the scenario. They've given me full leave to use it. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what they've done is they've done a Valve. And they said, "This is our headset. Off you go." And that's what Valve does, don't they?
And this, I'm going to swing back then to the previous point that you made earlier about foveated rendering, is that the software for it is built into the game, not into the headset.
Yes.
And it's nothing to do with the hardware. It is all to do with the actual game engine itself. And that makes the PSVR 2 headset basically a mediocre headset on the market, except for the fact that it's got built-in haptics and a couple of other little niceties, but it's no better than an Index at that point.
So what you did there was you actually pulled the rug from under my feet, because that was my other point, that when it, like, if you say, right, you can use it as a PC VR headset, and then you can say, right, well, you can use we have eye tracking and foveated rendering, but if you attach it to a Steam VR account, you can't use those features, and you're just stuck with
What's really interesting with that though is I want to know. It's never going to be a thing. I'm never going to get this information. It's never going to be given to me. I would love to know if that actually happened, which I am willing to bet that it won't. Come at me, people.
Yeah.
How many developers for PC VR games would be willing to work on it specifically for the foveated rendering?
Oh my god.
Would we see Half-Life Alyx redeveloped from Valve with foveated rendering? Absolutely fucking not.
But how amazing would that be?
Games, oh yeah, it would be fucking amazing. But newer games that aren't fully developed yet, like Hubris, we might start seeing stuff like that where they would introduce foveated rendering into it properly. I could see that.
Yeah. Right. So the problem we have now is that Steam VR is dominated by Facebook headsets. So 44% of Steam VR users are using a Quest 2, and that's not Rift S.
Oh no, that's just Quest 2.
That's just Quest 2. That's just Quest 2. 44%, right? So you do not have foveated rendering ability in a Quest 2. They might bring out the Cambria, which has going to have eye tracking and face tracking and foveated rendering, and then PSVR 2 is going to come out with foveated rendering. And I hate to keep going on about it, but foveated rendering is the thing that's going to fucking change VR forever, because once it's in baked and everybody accepts that this is one of the things that's going to happen, it's going to change. Your Quest 2 is going to be able to do PC VR quality video games, but it's not baked in. So, can you see the point I'm trying to make?
Yeah, no, I see exactly the point you're trying to make. Vernon Nash has just said, but PC VR headsets next gen will have foveated rendering and eye tracking, so PC software will develop.
Yes.
I don't disagree with your initial idea, but, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and I hate to be the doomsayer, I really do, because I love PC gaming with a fucking passion.
I know exactly what you're going to say. I know exactly where you're going here.
Yeah, and it sucks to say it, but PC VR is a dying industry. And do you know why? Do you know why PC VR is a dying industry?
I do.
Because it is
absolutely
too expensive, more than anything else. It is not accessible. Like, if PC VR, right, if the best headset ever did everything, right? Let's take it from the perspective of the iPhone, right? When the iPhone came out, it was expensive as shit, and it's only ever going to be as expensive as shit, but it's got the brand recognition. People love the software. You don't have to be an expert to be able to make it work. PC doesn't have brand recognition. And let's face it, the actual brand recognition PC has is the PC Master Race. And let's face it, people who aren't PC Master Race fucking hate that yellow bastard. It doesn't have Apple's, like, all singing, all dancing. It looks pretty and feels wonderful. And it doesn't just work. PC takes time and it takes fucking effort. And the problem with that is that you're never going to have that as the mainstream with headsets. It's too expensive. It requires way too much effort, as shown from getting the podcast up and running today.
Yeah,
we know what we're doing, and we still manage to have problems.
We still manage to have problems, yeah. And if you could if you can take my camera and look around my play space, you would see I've got a sim rig. You would see I've got a Pro Tube. You see I've got a Valve Index in the corner. You could see I've got base stations on both sides. I've got lighting coming out of my arse. And I know what I'm doing, and we still couldn't fucking launch the podcast at 7:30 when we said we were going to launch it. Yeah.
Quest just works, and PlayStation VR.
That is the problem. Yeah, that is the problem, right? So So this is a different subject which we're going to talk about later, but there's been a massive influx of Quest 2 users since Thanksgiving, Christmas, and because of who I am at work, people go, "Oh, you're the VR guy. What would you recommend?" And I always say Quest 2.
Yeah.
And you cannot not recommend a Quest 2 to anybody that doesn't know anything about VR. You can't say, "Oh, go and buy a £2,000 PC and then go buy a Valve Index because the FOV's like 120 degrees and it's got 144 hertz refresh rate," because they don't know what you're talking about. You just say, "Oh, go and buy Quest 2, £300. Don't like it, put it in a fucking cupboard. Doesn't matter. You know, it's a console for your face." Do you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
It's you cannot not recommend Quest 2.
No, because it just does things.
It just
fucking does it. And it's a great PC VR headset.
And that's the thing with virtual desktop and this, you are getting the exact same experience as somebody who spent £1,000 on a on a Valve Index. For £300.
Just out of interest, do you use virtual desktop still compared to Oculus Link?
Yeah, I do all the time. Yeah, personally.
Why though? Just as an off topic.
Okay, I've been using virtual desktop since it started to do the game streaming, and I'm kind of Airlink works. Don't get me wrong, I like it. It's if you do not understand about game streaming, you can just click Airlink and it does everything for you. But personally, for me, I prefer the depth of virtual desktop. There's a lot more things you can do on virtual desktop. There's a lot more tweaks. You know, if you're a geek like me, you can tweak it to your system. I have a dedicated router for my Quest 2, so for me, you know, I can basically pump virtual desktop up to its highest settings and just let it go, and it works. But if you're
I don't disagree with you. I actually use virtual desktop over Airlink every single day, but I was sent.
Ow! Why did you say ow then?
This isn't a plug, but I got sent this, which is an alternative link cable.
Okay.
So not an official one, right? So I was testing that out today, and so I thought, if I'm going to test it out, I'm going to need to use the Oculus software to test it out. And I went down a fucking rabbit hole today. Have you spent any time in the Oculus Home?
Yes.
Have you spent a lot of time in the Oculus Home?
Oh.
Because I sat there today and I suddenly realised, because I was like, there must be more to this than what I've seen before. So I started playing about with it, and I was able to bring in items, like I could change the decor, I could put in a clock over here, I could put in some artwork over here. Do you know what I found, though, that absolutely fucking blew me away is every single game in your Oculus library is turned into a virtual cartridge. And you can display them along your little bench, and you can pull out the cartridge, pop it into a games console, and press the on button.
I didn't know that.
And it feels amazing. It makes me feel like a kid again, because it uses like a little NES type, Super NES type system, and you just pop your cartridge for Population 1 directly into it and press the button, and it loads up. Sorry, I know that's an aside, but it really fucking tickled me. Still to this day, right, a year and 2 months later after me buying that Quest, I am still surprised by things in VR. And that is why I love this industry.
Oculus Meta are basically running VR. whether you like that or not. I agree with Zuckerberg's vision. I agree with it. I think VR is the future. That's just me.
You've read the same book as me, though, Mac. You know for a fact that Facebook is IOI.
I prefer to think that Mark Zuckerberg is Halliday, yeah. And I think the boss is IOI. No, he isn't. He's not. Boss is not my IOI. But somebody has to step up. And right, so I'm going to go completely sideways here. Right, so Deca Gear, a year ago, Deca Gear was saying, right, we can do face tracking, eye tracking, full body tracking, Deca Move, Y-Gig, blah blah blah, and they brought out the Move which I mean I've got one. It's fantastic. I've got one here. I've got the Deca Move dongle. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It changes the way that you move in VR. It's great. It's absolutely brilliant, especially if you're playing like Onward or Pavlov or something like that. It's fucking amazing. But their vision, they didn't have enough money to do it. So Zuckerberg has got the money to do it. And I think that's the difference. So as much as the metaverse seems to be like that sort of key word at the moment, that is a primitive version of what we will see in about 5 years' time. I think we're going to get avatars with eye tracking, avatars with face tracking. We're going to have avatars with, you can look like yourself. I mean, I've already got a Ready Player Me avatar that looks like me, and if I talk, it speaks in live.
Speaking of which, did you see the clothing option for the side quest hoodie in Ready Player Me?
Oh, I didn't know. No.
It's like a chromatic hoodie. It looks fantastic. Sorry, carry on, but I just wanted to point that out because it was a real big thing that I discovered the other week.
Yeah. So so this like we are in the future right now. I mean, we think the Quest 2, the Vario Aero, it's not, you've got to remember that what we're experiencing now is like the cutting edge. Like the Quest 2 is now outselling the PlayStation 5. It's outselling the Xbox Series X. It has become the next thing, and people are putting them on their faces and they're going, oh wow. I'm having conversations at work with people who are not gamers. They're saying, oh, I saw a Quest and I tried this Beat Saber, it's amazing, what do you think? And I'm saying, well, try this, try that, and this is like not me talking to people about it. This is people coming to me and saying, oh, you're the VR guy, I've just done this, I've done the Richie's Plank experience, wow, I've just done a roller coaster, wow, I've played Beat Saber, wow. And that's the thing that I'm getting from people, is this wow. You know what I mean? And that, like, we had that 5 or 6 years ago. Me and you had that 5 or 6 years ago, and we are.
You had that 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh,
I've had it for just over a year.
Yeah.
I am younger than you in both age and VR experience.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, we are at this moment in VR, we are at that wow moment, and that it's like black and white films, talkies, color. Do you see what I mean? Do you see the
I don't disagree with you at all.
And we are right there, right now. We are right there, and it is gonna fucking explode. Pardon my French, but I feel really passionate about this. It is going to fucking explode. 2022, 2023 is going to be amazing for VR, and we've got 3D VR movies coming, where you're going to be in a movie, and you're going to be in Avengers Endgame, and you can look around and see fucking Chikala charging past. You can see Captain America charging past. You see the Hulk right in front of you. This is coming. It's coming, and this is why I'm so excited about VR, and this is why I've got a channel about VR, and it's probably why you've got a channel about VR, and it's probably why the people who are watching because it's so exciting. I'm so excited that I can't enunciate how excited I am about VR.
I 100% get it. Like, I stuck on, what did I play? The First Steps, right? First Steps on Oculus.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the very first thing that you should try on Quest 2, the moment you boot it up, is either First Steps or First Contact, or both.
Yeah.
100%. And I didn't play First Contact until like 3 weeks later, and I was still blown away by that at that point. And First Steps, when you hear the music and you start to see these sort of pinkish leaves swirl around you, sort of Pocahontas style, and then it loads you in and you pick up a ball and you hit that ball with a bat, and then you punch something, and then you pull the tab out of a rocket, and that shit, even now, I've got goosebumps thinking about how I felt about that particular experience over a year ago.
Yeah.
And I was getting very jaded towards September, October, because all I was playing was Population 1. And since then, I've been trying a few other things. And this is something I was going to move on to briefly, which was, what games have you been playing this week? I have played one game this week, and it's a brand new game, to me anyway, which was Garden of the Sea, on Quest 2.
Yeah.
They, Neat Corporation sent it to me to give a try, because that came out today, actually, on Quest 2, and it is an Animal Crossing type game. And that's not usually my kind of game. But that game meditated the shit out of me. It brought my stress levels from here all the way down to the point where there was a point where I went on top of a mountain. I'd met a couple of animal friends. I had dug some dirt and planted my seeds and fulfilled a couple of quests and driven this little boat. And I sat there, looked out at an island, and I felt happy. Nothing else.
Yeah.
I didn't feel excited. I didn't feel energized. I just felt happy. Now, if VR can do that to somebody like me that wants their jollies, I want to go and shoot people. I want to play blade and sorcery and stab the shit out of people. I want to hack people's heads off. If VR can bring me from here to here with a simple game like that, that is a huge thing.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It is. It's that walkabout mini golf scenario again.
Yep.
And you know exactly, like you said to me I'm dead competitive, and I'm not. But like, to me, playing walkabout mini golf is just, it's just three or four friends just knocking a ball about. If anybody who's watching hasn't played Walkabout Mini Golf, buy it, try it. If you don't like it, don't play for more than 2 hours. You can get a refund. It's just one of those games where it's just, there's no explanation. There's no like, press A or B to do this, and press B and A. It's just like, you have a golf club, there's a ball, and you go, boop. And you either fuck up or you don't.
And that's real life. That's the thing, isn't it? That's a game that you want to show people to get them into VR as well.
Oh, that exactly. Absolutely.
I play Walkabout Mini Golf with at least two of the people that are currently in chat, but I also play Walkabout Mini Golf with my mum. Like, my mum has a Quest 2 now, and her partner has a Quest 1, and they're over at their house, and me and my wife are logging on to play walkabout mini golf with them, and that's what we spend a couple of hours doing every few weeks.
Really? Oh, that's amazing.
And that's what kept us going throughout
During the pandemic, yes, of course, yeah.
Yeah, we were able to still spend that time with these people that we love and care about and want to spend time with. And we were doing it in VR with a game that doesn't require you to know anything. You know, you just have to be able to know what it is
to swing a golf club.
A club. Yeah.
Yeah.
How does a golf club work? You swing it, it hits a ball, the ball goes that way. And Walkabout Mini Golf did that absolutely perfectly, and that's the sort of experience we need for getting more people into VR.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. So that, like, this is the first edition of Virtually Rek't, and
yep.
I think it's gone okay. We did not talk about anything that we were going to be initially talking about. Really, did we?
No, we haven't. And as time goes on, I think we structure the podcast much better.
No, but why?
Who are watching...
No, why? Why not just? Why? Right. So look at the comments. Look at the way we've gone. This has gone really well. I like this freeform structure. I don't think we should, because so the people who are watching, like, this has been in planning for a long time, hasn't it? It's like, this isn't just something, we didn't just randomly say, we'll do this. We have been planning this. Like, we have been, like, this is not something that's just sort of happened. Me and Shuey, like, had interviews. We interviewed each other, didn't we? Like,
yeah.
I when I first talked to you, I was like, afterwards I said, right, that went really well, because I was worried that we wouldn't have any crack. So so like, this is not something that is like free form. This is planned. We have done this. We have planned to do this podcast, and the reason is because I think that we have connection. We have a chemistry. That's the words I'm looking for.
I was going to say, we have chemistry, man.
We have a chemistry,
I'll tell you
right?
that now.
We have a chemistry. It's there's like a friction. It's almost sexual, but I wouldn't want to put it like that strongly. But people who are watching, this hasn't just happened. We've planned this. So if you're watching and you think this is freeform, we've been planning this for a few months. So this is what's happening. This is good. This is the first one that we've done. It's gone well, I think, apart from the fuck ups at the beginning with my...
Yeah, well, it's working now.
It's working now. So, anybody that thinks that anything happens spontaneously is fucking deluded. You have to plan what you're doing. So, this has been planned. It's worked, I think. Do you think it's worked?
I don't disagree. Like, we've had a consistent... I've been watching. We've had a consistent 12 to 17 viewers.
Which is like... Oh. That's the first podcast we've ever done. And that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, it's not like we've got our friends sitting in here. I know two people. And I recognise a few other names.
Yeah.
I've got two people that are here that I know personally. Well, it depends how you look at it. Crash is a bit of a weird one. You can never really know.
Yeah, well, he's Dutch, personally. Isn't he? So, you know.
Exactly. And he's left-handed. Like, there's only so much you want to know him.
I know. But he's left dominant-handed as well, which is like fucking... How do you do that? He's just like... It's just a Dutch thing. He's probably stoned. If he got stoned, his right hand would probably start working properly. He's probably not even watching. So this is all wasted on him.
Until he watches it back.
So this is what I love about VR, and this is what I love about Shuey, is that me and him are so in tune. Despite the difference in our age, I mean, I'm like really fucking old, and he's like really fucking young. But we have a like that. What's the word? That connection. I don't know. Connections fucking make you sound like a right wanker. That
I 100% understand what you're saying, man. I
Yeah.
feel it as well. This has gone well. It's something that we're definitely looking at going forward
Oh,
with
yeah.
and doing more of.
Yeah, definitely.
We definitely want to have you guys like comment on what it is you've liked, not liked, because whether we give a shit about what you say is a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
But it looks good to the YouTube algorithm gods.
Right. So my problem is that I haven't got the chat. I can't see the chat. It's on my phone here, but I can't keep up with it. So I don't know how have you got the chat on your window?
Basically, I'm just going to point at whether you can see. So basically, I can see you and me here, and then I've literally just got a web page on this side so that I can just about see the chat.
Yeah. So basically, on my big screen, I've got you in your big, beautiful, beardy goodness. I could just put it. He's so handsome. I could have just put the chat window there.
You could, because you don't actually need to see me all that much.
Yeah, I'm just going to put the chat window there next time.
Get a third monitor. Get a third monitor just for my face.
Sorry, Shuey. You are a chat window.
I understand fully.
It's been... So,
no, chat's been really good, actually.
Yeah,
We've had some really interesting things said.
I've missed it all.
It's actually huge.
Yeah, it is.
It's fucking huge.
It is.
I'm looking at it now. So we are like there are well over 100 comments that were made throughout this, interacting with each other and interacting with us. And I've been trying to link back in a few of the bits that were said, and some people made some very good points. Anthorage, you made some very, very good points. Henry, you have been consistently bigging us up, and that's awesome, my dude.
And he donated. He donated.
He is nothing if not generous person, Mr. Henry Van Leer.
Thank you very much. But he's also been commenting on my channel as well, so I'd like to say thank you, Henry, because I've responded to a lot of what you said. So yeah, that's great.
Oh yeah, Henry did actually point out about like I actually use a piece of software that turns a tablet into a second or third monitor.
Oh really?
That might be a useful thing for you.
Okay.
So I can show you how to do that.
Yeah, but actually, I've got two screens. So if I'm not looking at your big handsome face, I'm just gonna fuck that screen off and put the chat on that screen.
See, I've just assumed that the entire time you've been staring at my face, just trying desperately not to stick your hand down your pants. It's well, this just went fucking not PG. Like, we definitely need to have not for kids on this fucking video now. Like, if it wasn't obvious beforehand, that's a problem. For those of you, if I do turn this particular episode into audio only, Mac genuinely just stuck his hand down his fucking pants. Like...
Where's this going? Oh my god, where is this going? Only fans. It's only fans. It's only fans.
Yeah, this is only cans, mate. This is a mixture of beer and VR. It's what VR chat is built on.
The whole idea behind Virtually Rek't is that you come along and you have a beer and you drink along with us. So unfortunately, I'm doing dry January. So this is not real alcohol. He's lying.
I was going to say, I'm only on my second, but these are quite strong, these beers. I was quite surprised. I don't drink a lot these days. I probably will be drinking a lot more now that we're doing this bloody podcast.
Right. So
Do we want to go? Do we want to say one more thing about actual VR, and then we'll call it a wrap? Because
Okay.
we've been on air for an hour and a half.
we have. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's 9:30.
Okay. Yes. You go first.
Okay. Okay, we've got just because I just finished a video on it tonight. Not that that's an advertisement necessarily, but it's the news that I've looked at. We've had a surprise amount of Quest release dates given to us over the past 48 hours.
We have, yes.
And we've got 4 games coming to the Quest platform within the next 2 weeks before the end of January. I was fully expecting January to be as Henry's just put it, a dry January. In big old air quotes, Mac.
Yes.
And so we have what do we have coming? We've got Anshar.
Oh yes,
Anshar,
yeah.
Who is it? Hyper Gate or something? And that looks kind of interesting. It's a remastered re-release from 2016. We had that originally on the Rift and the original Quest, I think. Yeah. No, maybe not. But either way, it was a third-person arcade sci-fi shooter, and it looked kind of good. But the latest trailer for it that's coming out on, I believe it's coming out on the 20th.
Yeah.
They've given us the ability now to actually go first person and fly.
Oh wow!
Yes.
In 3. Oh right. Okay. Yeah. Brilliant.
So not only you can switch between the two now at will, apparently.
Oh wow!
So that looks kind of cool. I'm a big fan of that. The other one we then have 3 coming out on the 27th, which I'll go through them in order of importance, starting with the least important. And when I say least important, I mean completely unimportant. We have Avicii.
Oh no, not fucking interested. Jesus Christ! How many more fucking Beat Saber fucking clones do you need? Right.
It's not a Beat Saber clone.
Oh, it's a Pistol Whip clone. Oh fucking.
No, it's not a Pistol Whip clone either.
Okay, sorry.
Did you ever play Beat Hazard or Audio Trip?
Oh yeah, I played Audio Trip. Yeah.
Yep. So this is Audio Trip dedicated to Avicii tracks, but they are re-releasing it for a deluxe edition on the Meta Quest 2, Oculus Quest 2, whatever the fuck you want to call it, with 35 tracks. If you like EDM and you like Avicii, this is definitely something you're going to want to play. Otherwise, ignore the fuck out of it because it's Avicii.
Is he dead?
He is dead indeed. This is why they're doing like the big re-release anniversary edition.
Yeah, I'm very sorry that he's dead. Interest.
See, my interest is at about a 1 out
No,
of 10.
it's 0.
Just because there are a couple of tracks. If the developers send me a key, I'll play it. Otherwise, don't care. No. I'm not going to purchase it. I'm not going to spend the money on it.
Yeah.
The next game we have is Lost Recipes. Also another game that I don't particularly care about.
0.
But I like what they've done with it. This is the thing. Although I'm not going to play it and it doesn't interest me, I like that they have taken a history lesson and turned it into a game that some people will actually enjoy.
No people will actually enjoy that game. Nobody is going to play that game. I'm sorry. I'm being like, so I saw the trailer, I watched the video, I was like, nah.
But you're a ghost chef.
Nobody is going to play that game. It's like, right, so do you remember Chunk Monkey? Oh, Chunk Monkey! Right. Chunk Monkey, right? No, see, you know exactly where this is going, don't you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They are having a conversation about making a game, and somebody says, oh, let's do recipes from the ancient civilizations. And then what happens is Chunk Monkey comes out of the fucking trunk with the crowbar and goes, boop! No. And gets back in his trunk, and that's the end of fucking historic recipes.
Oh no, Anthridge has just pointed out something actually, and I completely agree with him on this one. Even though I don't think he understands. No, that's unfair. I don't think that there is a good reason for it. Cooking Simulator literally won the Steam VR Awards for 2021,
Yeah,
which is true.
Yeah, it is.
You don't
but
think someone's
they
going to play
fucking
Lost Recipe?
they scammed it, because if you bought Cooking Recipe Simulator, whatever it was, you had to say, "Will you vote for us in the fucking Steam VR Awards? Yes or no?" And people go, "Ooh, well, yes, of course."
But you have to then admit
That was
many people
genius!
actually bought that game.
That is.
Like, regardless of what you think of those games, the fact is enough people bought that game.
It was
even if every single one bought it and it was a scam doing it, every single person. There must be more people that bought Population 1, for instance, or Onward, or Blade and Sorcery, whatever it is. But you have to admit, like, that's a lot of people that bought that game.
Can you see what's happening?
I know it's such a bad idea, and I've
bullshit!
no interest in it.
It's fucking bullshit! That is the fucking worst game that has ever been made in VR. Fucking Cooking fucking Simulator! Why would you fucking buy that fucking game? You have to cook to fucking live! Go and fucking buy Onward and shoot bitches in the face! Oh my fucking good fucking god! Cooking fucking Simulator!
I can't wait to add the bleeps to this podcast. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm done. That is my fucking right. That was a scam. That was a fucking scam. The people who I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I've never played it. I don't have any problems with the people who made that game. But what they did was fucking genius. If you buy the game, you've bought the game, you've downloaded it. Would you like to do this? Yes, of course I would. Bang. Yeah. They manipulated the system, and they have not done anything wrong. It's just fucking when a cooking game beats Sniper Elite or Against or any other game that fucking came out in 2021.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense to me. If everything was fair and every single person had to actually vote and they were forced to vote, let's face it, Cooking Simulator wouldn't have won.
No, it wouldn't.
So, with that in mind, Lost Recipes is not going to be a big winner on the Oculus Store. It simply isn't.
All right.
I can't see that selling more than 1,000 copies, but then what do I know?
Yeah, exactly. What do you know? What do I know? It's like, how did that get Game of the Year when something like Eye of the Temple didn't get Game of the Year? It should have got Game of the Year because it was such a fucking great game, and it was made by one guy, and he fucking sweated for 5 years. And if you follow him on Twitter, he was like, it didn't sell as many games as copies as much as I thought it would, but everybody says it's a great game. Why didn't it sell? And you're like, I've tried my hardest to promote the game because it's fucking brilliant. And fucking Cooking Simulator.
You know what game I think should have won? And this is a controversial one.
Okay.
It's a free game. Can with just that information, can you guess what it is?
Pavlov?
No, actually, it's Gorilla Tag. Because it was innovative. It was done by one person. He has taken it to an actual marketable place, and there are still thousands of people logged on every single day. And I don't care whether those are 6-year-olds or 20-year-olds or 100-year-olds. He has the numbers.
Yeah, it does. Actually, John Carmack, in his Connect unscripted speech actually mentioned Gorilla Tag, and he said he didn't understand why people would play that game and not play all the big titles. And it was an App Lab title, wasn't it? It was like a,
Yeah, no, it was. I think it was one of the first big games to viral out of App Lab.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I remember F Reality talking about it on their podcast and how blown away they were by it.
I had a guy in my Discord, and his name was J-Man Curly, and he was like, "Oh, I'm having trouble with Virtual Desktop. Can you help me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I helped him and looked at his channel, and his channel had got to 60,000 subscribers in
off of Gorilla Tag
in 2 months. In 2 months.
Yeah, no, there are actual Gorilla Tag pros now.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, fair play to you, Sunshine. You've obviously picked up on something I've completely missed, but yeah.
It's part of the meme culture. It's ingrained fully into the meme culture, and I think he should be celebrated for it. But either way, he wasn't, and I think that's a little bit unfair because I think he should have a lot more fanfare around him. Even if the game isn't amazing, I introduced a couple of people to it not that long ago, and they had a great time trying something that was completely different. Because let's face it, if you don't have legs and you can't move around with a stick and you're only moving around with your arms,
yes, brilliant.
It's like what?
It's crazy.
Without trying to go into spoilers for Ready Player 2, for those of you who haven't read it, it is similar to the idea of being able to actually be outside of your body and try experiences that your body is not capable of experiencing using VR.
Yeah.
And that's what Gorilla Tag allows you to do. Like, it doesn't look pretty, but it feels phenomenal.
Yeah. It's brilliant. It's brilliant fun.
Speaking of which, moving on to the very last game that is releasing on Quest this month that we know about right now, and this one is a biggie.
Is it going to be the one I'm thinking about?
This is Zenith, is it the Last City or the Lost City?
Got no interest.
It's so disappointing to hear you say that because I've been following this with great interest since last, I think, April, May, and I missed out on the pre-purchase beta package, alpha package, and I regret every single time that I missed that. And this is coming from somebody that spent over an actual year and a half in-game time in World of Warcraft through my 20s.
I'm going to really piss you off here because the developers of Zenith have been onto me, and I've actually sent them an email saying I'm really sorry. I'm not the person you want on your game. I've no interest in that game. I've got no interest in MMOs. I've got no interest in MMO RPGs in VR. It's a personal thing, just for me. But okay,
and that's fine.
Rant away.
Look at it from the metaverse perspective.
Okay.
From the metaverse perspective, what we're actually looking for, and I'm going back to Ready Player 1 again because let's face it, that is our sort of starting point for what we know as the metaverse. I mean, yes, you could go back to sort of older sci-fi books here, there, and everywhere, but let's face it, that's the most recent and ingrained version of the metaverse that most people know of.
Yeah.
You want these worlds that you can just step into. And yes, Zenith is a standalone game, and I get that. But eventually we're going to have games like this where you can step into that and your avatar ends up wearing like robes and a sword and a wand, and later on lands on a world that is Onward World, let's say, or Pavlov World, or Population 1 World. And we need these different types of experiences all over the place in order to round out VR as a whole. And there are plenty of people that get addicted to VR MMOs, or let's just say MMOs in general. And it looks like this is doing a pretty good job of it so far. And it's not going to appeal to the more FPS-minded people like yourself, or looking at more sort of realism and what VR can really push. But let's face it, there are a lot of people out there that absolutely love Sword Art Online. they especially loved the Fairyland version of, I think it was like second part of season 1 or even the first part of season 2, where they're all flying around with fairy wings. And Zenith is exactly that. And that is the exact crowd that it's going to appeal to, is more the anime lover crowd and the people that want a true Fantasy Flight game.
Very, very niche. I'm so like I'm just not sold. It's never been my thing. I see your enthusiasm, and I understand it, and I understand the anime kind of. I love anime, but
This doesn't do it for you.
It doesn't do it for me. It's like everybody says like Demio is a great tabletop game, Dungeons and Dragons, and you can do this and you can do that. It doesn't appeal to me in the slightest. And I feel terrible about it because I realise that these games are so good for the people who appreciate them, and like Demio as a Dungeons and Dragons sort of tabletop game is amazing, and I can understand where you're coming from with your enthusiasm, but it's not me. I can't get excited about it. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologise, because at the end of the day, we are moving into an era where VR is going to be for everyone. Which means that you're going to have your place playing the sort of games that you enjoy, and other people are going to have the place playing Cooking Simulator, Mac.
Why? Why? You have to cook to fucking live. Why would you do that in VR? I don't understand it, sorry.
And going back to a previous conversation, which I'll give you the answer to now, some people are only going to be liking to use VR headsets for one specific purpose. There are plenty of people that have bought it for porn only, or to have sex over the internet, and the scientific terminology for that, the technical term for that, is my favourite word of the past 5 years, hella dildonics.
No! That's not a real world.
That's the actual terminology for a vibrating internet-connected pocket pussy, along with a VR headset and actual hand haptics. That is the terminology for it.
I am an infant when it comes to porn.
This has been a fairly light episode on it, and eventually there'll be an episode where we get drunk enough to actually discuss VR porn properly, and it will be fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it's going to happen, because actually it's one of the things I really want to talk about, because, right, so what's happened to me is, at work, I am seen as the VR guy. So people go, oh, you're the VR guy. And they actually point at me and go, oh, you're the VR guy. And it's
Careful,
not...
Jimmy, that's the VR guy.
That's the VR guy. Oh, he's the VR guy. Right, so it's changed. It's changed over the last year, because it used to be like, oh, Beat Saber, oh, Richie's Plank Experience, oh, the roller coaster thing that people do.
Yeah.
And now I've got people going, you're the VR guy, aren't you? Yeah. What about this porn thing? and right, I'm not joking. Like, since Christmas, like, everybody who I know who is into VR has said to me, what about this porn thing? And, like, personally, and this is honest to God truth, I've never done it. And the reason I've ever done it is because I'm terrified.
Porn in general or VR porn?
No. Right, so porn, yes. I'm a man and I like porn.
Yeah.
I love looking at naked women. I love it. But as far as my PC goes, I will not do porn on my PC, because I'm terrified that I'm going to get a fucking bug or a...
Oh, someone's showing their age.
Yeah. I'm going to be sitting there one day with my cock out, and all of a sudden, my webcam's going to show me with my cock. Ah! Oh,
Yeah, no, you're definitely showing your age.
I am,
You're definitely
I am,
showing your
I am.
age on that one.
yeah, I am.
No,
So,
I
would you like?
So without
Okay.
going into details, without being disgusting about it, I have looked into VR porn. It was definitely something that I looked into, and it does nothing for me. I was surprised it did nothing for me, but honestly, the quality that's coming out of the big companies that
Yeah.
are actually doing VR porn is fucking awful. And it doesn't it just for a brief moment you forget that you are who you are with your shriveled up knob, and you're staring at this like absolute Adonis with his knob out, and you're just like,
That's
just
me.
not for me. I'll tell you a quick story though, right? That really shit me up. So when Virtual Desktop recently released an update for videos.
Oh,
right?
yeah, they did. Yes,
Yeah.
they did. Yeah.
Yep, and it's a great addition. It allows you to play 3D, like full 3D videos and films directly from your PC onto your headset, or play the videos that are already on your headset through the cinema-like screen on Virtual Desktop.
Yeah.
And that's pretty damn cool. What's not cool is when you don't know that they've updated it, your wife is using the headset, and there is several videos that you've forgotten to remove from your headset in that video section. Learn your lesson, people. Clear up after your fucking selves.
Oh, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Sorry, I'm having a heart attack. Oh, you actually seriously fucking hell. Right. I think this is a
And
good
on
po-
that
I think this is a
fucking
good point to end. If you've enjoyed the first episode of Virtually Rek't, I've had a fucking wonderful time. Shuey, how have you?
I fucking loved it, mate. I've had a couple of beers. I've
Jesus.
been on my vaporizer. I've got to spend my time
Oh,
with a
my
great guy.
God.
I've got to spend my time with all of these people that want to watch us, and that's fucking awesome. Yeah, this is what I wanted.
Yeah.
Crash knows my wife's name.
Yeah.
I
Be
forgot
careful.
about that.
Be careful. The Dutch wanker is there. He knows. He knows.
These people, they know too much.
They know too much. We should kill them all.
No, it's been an absolute fucking treat, mate.
Oh my
this
God.
is what I wanted since about like maybe May, June last year. This is exactly the sort of stuff that I wanted to start doing, and I think I found the right guy that I need to be doing this with. So
Yeah, I think I
let's
found the
fucking
right
do it
guy as well.
again.
I think. Right, so this is Virtually Rek't. This is PowerOnVR. This is Shuey. This is McInVR. If you've enjoyed it, just fucking like it, and like we're gonna do it again in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, no, every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Ideally at 7:30 GMT.
Or possibly 8 p.m. depending on how
If
much
the
fucking.
technology gods
Oh my
actually
God.
allow it, we will be on at 7:30 p.m. It should get easier for you soon.
It
as well.
should, yeah, it should, because I can't say.
No, you can't,
Can't
say
say.
yet.
I can't say what's
can't
happening
say.
in February.
Tune in.
Can't
Tune
say.
in for many more episodes.
Tune in.
You might find out the secrets.
Right. So, thank you for watching. I've been McInVR. He's been PowerOnVR. We are Virtually Rek't. Good night.
Good night, Rekin Krew. It's been
Woo!
fucking awesome, guys.
It's been fucking awesome! Come on! It's been fucking awesome! Rekin Krew.
We'll see you in 2 weeks, boys.
Now comes the embarrassing bit where I try and turn it off without like being like